What's up, you guys and girls? This is Tim Traver, the managing editor of the Diecast Collective. Today, tonight, depending on what part of the world you're from, we're doing the Tuesday Retro Series. Don't worry, I'll put everything in the description box below. I also want to make a note that some of the cars that I'm supposed to be having this past weekend is being delayed due to the weather here in my area. Unfortunately, some of those are coming a little bit late than expected, so please bear with me on that. I will try to get some of that content out for you as possible. That's kind of out of my hands. But anyway, as we were talking about, so you're like, well, why is one car in package and the other one's open? Well, we're not going to mention the package and opening, the colors, and all that stuff. What we're going to tell you in this program, I'm going to explain to y'all what happened in the 90s when company like Mattel, like Hot Wheels, moved out of Malaysia and come into China. Now, of course, you can see how clear that is, and you see how yellow this is. Well, I can't, and for disclosure, I cannot say certain words because of YouTube. So this kind of broke apart last week. I got this last week, and this part is so brittle. You can see how brittle it is. This is what happens when this car comes falling out of the forward. That's how brittle that plastic is. And the reason is because it was made in China. You know, underneath the car it says China as well. So China back in the 90s had this because, of course, Hot Wheels was trying to save some few bucks, but also at the same time they wanted a little bit more affordable type things. So they went to China's market and said, you know what, let's just go ahead and try to see if we can get some of this stuff here. So that's why you see the yelling. Now before Matchbox was in England, Hot Wheels was in Malaysia. Now, eventually they both went to China some point, and I think Matchbox is back in Malaysia, or it could be, or the Thailand. I think it's Thailand now. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I don't know about Hot Wheels. Um, I just don't know. Yeah, it went back to Malaysia, so they went back, or they still was in Malaysia, but they just moved their shipping stuff over. They moved all the other stuff over to China to save costs or some sort like that. I don't know. But anyway, what happened was the plastic is what you see. In the 90s, they were cheaply made. Okay. And the glue is also cheaply made. Now, in the 80s, Matchbox had an issue with the glue. So there is some cars out there that have gluing issues. So some cards will have glue, even though the card can be flat as a board, which that's what they're called, cardboard, but they can be flat and they still have some kind of issue on them. It's because it was cheaply, the glue was supposedly made cheaply or some sort like that. I don't know the whole ins and outs of it. I'm just telling y'all from what I was strictly told, but these are my personal opinions. I'm not making assumptions. I'm not speculating or anything like that. These are just my personal opinions. But anyway, so in the 80s, that's what happened. In the 90s, they moved out of that. They got back into their formal roots. the the 90s is when Hot Wheels took a different approach. Left, they kind of still had Malaysia, but then they went to China. China's like was not really long. They moved everything back to Malaysia, and I don't know if they're still I don't know how it is now because I just saw underneath the one car it said Malaysia. I don't know if they still go to China where they get distributed out, or they still in Malaysia. I don't know. I don't want to get in all that stuff. But I know back then that the way that you see those card, that's what happened. So that's why I'm showing y'all today these type of cards. That's why I'm showing them now. So basically, to recap what happened in the next few this month and the next few months, because we have a little change into one of the episodes. So you had late years muscle cars, including 80s January. Tuesday, February, you're gonna have 4x4 vans. March, you're gonna have first responders and educational school buses. April is where we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to add an additional to it. So we're going to additionally include GT1 through GT3 cars, and that's street and regular cars. Then we're going to also run GTS1 cars, rally cars, and prototypes. I think that the GTS ones should get a spot in the actual GT1 to GT3 type category because that is kind of like both. And you're wondering, well, what are you talking about? Why are you put? Because Oldsmobile Aurora is technically in the racing world would be a GTS1 category. So we kind of want to throw that into it. Um, but then again, we could have just brung it into its own language. We could have lingued it out to another category itself and didn't put it in with that category. But I kind of wanted to do a little bit of justice to it, so we're adding it into the GT1 through GT3 category, including the actual rallies and the concept cars, which these are going to be in the concept. But also, we do have another two, three more concept vehicles in the other room that will be adding into it. And yes, these are street trucks. So we kind of want to add those into it. So we are not just talking about race cars. We're bringing street trucks and race cars in it. What the counterparts are. So, for an example, we're bringing one car. I don't know what the other one is over there. I have to look at it, but we're bringing some other stuff into the one for April because I kind of like want to make more sense about it. Yeah, it could be a little bit hectic, but I think at the end of the day, we'll find that we'll see where these cars will fit later on down the road. And like I always, like I had somebody reach out to me about it and ask me, or somebody asked me about it, and I told them, I said, look, I just want to I basically want to take a car that has a lot of meaning to it, or have something that is very that didn't do justice or didn't have justice, and I kind of want to bring more light on the subject. So that's why I'm kind of bringing the GTS ones into that category as well. So it just kind of makes it much more easier. And there's only two cars. That's all I'm gonna bring into this. Well, actually, there's three, but I got to get the third one on order, and the third one is in the cart. But I'm gonna wait for others to get sent here so I can get that one as well. I don't really like to do cars that are loose because I just don't. I don't know why. And then later on down the road, we're gonna talk about fire vehicles, but we're also gonna redo the when I meant by fire vehicles, we're also going to be bringing in like airport vehicles as well. So fire department and airport and fire will be probably be another one. We're not gonna go too far on the first responders. We will add like a cop car and maybe a possible um, cop truck or something like that, which I already got those two over here. But I'm also going to be incorporating a little bit of like a fire truck, like an engine and rescue, just to make it easier and not complicate anything. But later on down the road, we will be adding more to the airport fire. So it will be airport fire department, including regular fire department. So we kind of want to get everything like spaced out in between. I don't know when that's going to come yet, so stay tuned for that. That's coming down the road soon. Uh, what else I was getting ready to tell y'all? Um, I don't know how everything is going to work out this week, guys and girls, because I don't have enough. I do have plenty of content, but I just don't have enough out for right now. So I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring for the channel. Only thing I could do, just stay tuned. I'll try to put out something. I'll figure out something tomorrow. Actually, I do have one I can just put out. And I think I have another one for Friday as well, but I'm waiting to hear. So, update to the channel. The Civic that I told y'all about last week, I thought I'm going to have to call or thinking about how to get a refund. It's been shipped. So I'm waiting for that to come in the mail as well. And when that does come, I'll be providing that to y'all here on the channel. Anyway, guys and girls, I hope everyone enjoys the look back of this kind of car. I already done the actual facts on it already. So if you go check out this past, I think it's like this past weekend's video, you'll see it right there on the channel. I already done the short for it. So I'm gonna probably I probably won't put the short out. I'll probably just leave the long form feature out. But maybe then again, I'll probably will, just because y'all wanted to see both of these two cars together. I did show the one with the yellow one, so I want to do it with the white one as well. All right, everyone. Until next time, guys and girls, this is Tuesday's Retro Series. We'll be back probably next week, and we're probably going to show you a couple of school buses from the 80s and the 90s. Basically, I'll just put it like this. There's a Blackwall. There's basically a Blackwall bus here, and also in the fire department, the fire one I got a black one as well. I got a Blackwall fire rescue or truck or something like that. I'll show you all that when it comes in. Hopefully next week we'll put those two together and do a Blackwall series on that one. So stay tuned for that. All right, everyone. Until next time, we're out.